word that my daughter had been moved out of her house by my friend that lives across the street. So I had court the following day. Drove up there 5 o'clock that morning. Got there about 7:30. Confirmed the house was empty. Just got off the phone with Okanagan Sheriff so they could make sure that I'm confirming it's empty, and they confirm it as well. And so I've been back and forth between Okanagan and Chelan County. Okanagan County is telling me that it's your jurisdiction because they're not in Okanagan County anymore.
Where is she living?
I don't know. There's no intent to relocate on file. There's a parenting plan in Douglas County. The attorney responded.
How old is she?
She's 9.5, almost 10 in July.
Okay, so she's 9 years old, and the father is who?
Jeffrey Duncan.
And you talked to him last night or her last night?
Well, my intention was talking to her last night, but he ended up interfering in the phone call.
Okay.
Stating that I was...
You talked to her last night, correct?
I did.
What case do you want? Okay. So, what did the dad say? What did Jeffrey say?
He said that I was stalking his residence and they were just on vacation. His attorney responded that they were out of the area and they would contact me for last night's phone visit. So at 5:55 p.m. I got a call from a private phone number.
Okay. So are you guys going through court again?
Again and again since forever, and it's on year 6. I haven't had custody.
Okay. So this is more like a custody battle than it is...
No, it is not.
Person.
It is not a custody battle.
It is because you talked to her last night.
Okay, hold on, sir. Just 1 second.
Well, we're not deputy shopping to try to figure out what's going on. You talked to her last night.
You can't accuse me of that right now.
I'm asking and trying to figure out what, if anything, because there's no child roster at any of our school resource officer already checked the school roster, and they're not in Chelan County.
They're not in any county. She's online schooled since October of 2018.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
She's been online schooling since October of 2018.
At where?
Wherever. I don't know.
There's no record of her being in our school system. So.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, the problem is we can't put out an attempt to locate on a child that you talked to last night.
When she's under the impression
when
she's under the impression that she's on vacation and he's telling me that I am stalking his residence and Okanagan County Sheriff is confirming that it's empty and he's refusing, as well as his attorney, to tell anyone where he's at, that is against the law. That is custodial interference. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. What law?
Intent to relocate is well defined in the parenting plan.
Okay, well that is a civil issue that I can't get involved with. You have to take him back to court and explain to the judge that he's relocating without confirming where he's going with you. That is a custody issue.
Right, and telling his daughter and coaching her during our phone.
That is a civil issue.
That's a custodial
through the Chelan County courthouse.
That's a custodial interference issue.
Which is handled through the courts.
Okay, but my question is, why are you raising your tone with me when I am concerned about where my daughter is and I do not know?
Okay, and I'm explaining to you what the laws are and what I can and can't do.
Okay, but you jumped the gun that it's a custodial issue.
And I'm telling you it's a custodial issue.
Well, obviously, I'm trying to argue with you, sir, but it's a family law. It's a family law matter, and I am a witness. So is my daughter.
So the parent.
I am also a witness, but you have no idea of the extent of the case.
Right, I don't. So
Okay.
that's the problem is that you have to take this up through the courthouse.
No, the current issue is there is a child and nobody knows where she is. Not the court, not the attorney, not me.
Then the father does.
Then get a hold of him.
That's not I can't do that.
Then tell me who to call that will.
The courthouse.
Because the deputies already confirmed his numbers are disconnected.
So how am I supposed to contact them?
I don't know. I'm asking you how I'm supposed to find my daughter.
You're supposed to
And this phone call is being recorded, just so you know.
That's totally fine.
Because your demeanor completely changed, and you're treating me as though I'm trying to stir a pot, or I'm sheriff shopping. That's what you said.
There is nothing that I can do. I can't go around looking for her.
Yeah, that's
when this is a custody issue between you and your ex-husband.
No, it's a missing persons report. It's a missing persons report. Where is my child? Okay.
It is not a missing persons report.
Then what is it? So I know how to factually bring this to the court.
You told me, which you confirmed yourself, you're taking your ex back to court, correct?
No.
You said you were over and over and over again for the last 6 years.
We've been in court since 2012, ongoing litigation.
And probably on the custody issue, or at least the courts, is that he's not allowed to relocate without either A, telling you where he's relocating to, or, and to give you proper notice, correct?
Yes.
Right. So the judge enforces that, not Chelan County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, so I have to wait until June 15th to bring this in front of a judge. I was in front of a judge Tuesday at 1 p.m., and they struck me from the record because they never let me in the waiting room on Zoom.
Right. This is a custody issue between you and...
No, hold on. I had a hearing on the docket yesterday that I was in attendance for in the waiting room.
And you can tell the judge that.
I already have. I've already filed that declaration yesterday.
And this is stuff that you have to work with through the courts, through your attorney, and through the Chelan County courthouse, or through wherever you're going to get or your child custody issues over.
Right, and I understand that you're going to have just as much luck locating him as me.
Right, but I don't have jurisdiction.
Who does?
Is what I'm telling you. I don't have a jurisdiction to look for him, and when you guys are going back to court, I don't. I do not have the jurisdiction.
Well, hold on. So as long as there's some court pending, then you guys just don't look for missing children? I'm really confused.
Not missing. That's what you're not understanding. You talked to her last night.
Oh, she's not missing.
You talked to her last night.
She's just... Well, then where is she?
I don't know. That is for you and your ex.
So Okanagan County...
He's not contacting you.
Can we just try and speak one at a time, please?
What's that?
Can we speak one at a time, please?
Okay, go ahead. Knock yourself out.
I have post-traumatic stress disorder. Can I speak to a different sheriff, please?
No, you have me.
Then can you change your demeanor, please?
My demeanor has not changed throughout this whole time.
Then can you calm your tone of voice with me?
You wanted to speak. Go ahead.
Okay. So you're telling me there's nothing that you can do. It's not your jurisdiction. Is that correct?
You want me to speak?
I asked you, is that correct? And
correct.
Stop. You're being very rude. I'm going to call back. Thank you. Hi, can I be transferred to a sheriff, please?
Hey, what are you reporting?
Well, I'm reporting a missing person, but I'm having an issue with the deputy that was just on the other line with me. He's refusing to let me talk to a different sheriff.
He's refusing to let you talk to who?
Any other sheriff that's just going to talk to me with respect.
And your name?
Darcy Adams. This phone call is being recorded.
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm telling you also.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I'm also letting you know that.
Oh, that you're recording it? Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. previous call that I just...
He's not letting you talk to another deputy?
Yeah, I was going to say, in the previous phone call that I was just on, it is also recorded. So I just need to speak to somebody that has seniority and that will trained with respect because I have PTSD. Just 1 second, please. I just need to do something really quick.
Sure.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that.
So I'm going to see if I can't have one of the sergeants give you a call.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I will get this out to him now, and I've got your phone number and stuff. So as soon as one's available, I'll have them give you a call, okay?
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Hello?
Oh, is Darcy Adams there?
This is her.
Hey, Darcy, this is Sergeant Harris, the Sheriff's Office.
Hi, Sergeant Harris.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Okay, all right, let's start over here. So, are you aware of any of the case at this point, or anything that's been documented by other?
I got told a little bit about it. I'm kind of reading through it on the screen.
Okay.
What was put in there?
Okay, so I'm being told by Okanagan County to file a missing person with Chelan County. I'm being told from Chelan County to file one with Okanagan County. That's where I've gotten to today. And, so, from my understanding from, what was his name? Shepard? Deputy Shepard. He's saying that it's not against the law, what I'm trying to report. That, because I talked to my daughter yesterday, she's not missing.
Okay. Who has custody of your daughter?
Jeff Duncan.
Okay.
And
I just need to let you know my recorder is going too. We're supposed to tell you that. So.
Okay, that's fine. Mine is as well.
Okay.
Now, is your first name Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. Were we both sitting in the hospital together with my Uncle Dick?
Yeah, I think so.
Chucky's your mom?
Yeah.
I don't know if that is a problem.
No, not a problem.
Okay. So anyways, my concern is that I have no idea where my daughter is. The courts have no idea. And I just needed somebody that was going to speak to me with respect.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I will definitely do that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So some of the things that I'm thinking here is, okay, he has custody of her. And you talked to her last night. What did she tell you when you talked to her?
That she was on vacation.
Okay.
I asked her how she liked her new house. I don't know how appropriate that was, but she said she was on vacation.
Okay.
And then, and I have this phone, I have every phone call, unless it's irrelevant to my life, recorded. So, and he's aware of that, and so are the courts. Okay. So I'm not necessarily verbatim here, or I could play it for you.
Okay.
Which would you prefer?
No, we can just talk about it.
Okay, yeah, because it's like between minute 8 and 13 something when he hung up on me. That was basically the gist of the conversation. But so the things that I said to her was, I asked her how she liked her new house, and she said she was on vacation. I asked her if she took her trampoline on vacation. She said yes. After a pause, she told me that her trampoline was broken. And then after another pause, she said that when we get settled, and then he interrupted the phone call.
Okay.
What was said what was done during the pauses, I couldn't hear. There was just a lot of rustling of the phone.
Okay. So what does it say in your parenting plan?
That I am entitled to 5:55 p.m. to 6:10 p.m. on Wednesdays phone. And then every other Sunday, I'm entitled to 12 to 6 p.m. supervised visitation with D. Cummings, Pathways to Parenting.
Okay.
I haven't been able to exercise those visits for 73 consecutive visits since July 8th of 2018.
So how come you haven't been able to?
Because Jeff would be across the street at the Washington Trust parking lot, right there by D&L Surplus, before and after, and sometimes in the parking lot playing our wedding song on repeat while he's inside 10 minutes past the starting time.
So you weren't able to be with your daughter?
I was able to be with my daughter, but then the lady that's supervising, her observations were that I would start to shake.
Okay.
And I've had to explain to this person that's on my parenting plan that I don't want to continue services with her because she's unprofessional. And that I have since went through training with post-traumatic stress disorder, and I still can't really calm my heartbeat or keep from shaking, but I'm a lot better now than I was. So her concern is that
you're having to go through that.
Right. Her concern is that I'm able to eliminate those emotional responses. And so I had to explain to her recently when she refused. Well, this gets complicated. Okay, so anyways, I explained to her that I understand how the parasympathetic nervous system responds to post-traumatic stress disorder. So I would like that he not be present when I'm trying to go and leave, come and go.
Okay. So what you're doing is you want to report her missing because they moved. Is that the gist of it?
Yes, and so basically I was looking, there's more to it than that, but yes, because I have been trying to get something done between Chelan and Douglas and Island County for the last 6 years. And I also have a phone call recorded, and I've transcribed it also, between me and the supervised visitation agent, that she's basically saying that there's nothing I can do but go back to court. Well, that was 2 months ago, and I've been to court twice. Last time they wouldn't hear it because of a proof of service. This time they didn't hear it because they didn't let me in the waiting room on Zoom. They gave me the wrong Zoom link. I'm not trying to start any conspiracy theories here. I just want to see my daughter, and I haven't been able to for 73 consecutive visits.
Well, I thought you said you saw her. It was just he was across the street or something. You still got to see her.
No, yeah. When I ended visits in July of 2018, I was visiting with her at 807 Benton Way, Wenatchee. Right there by D&L Surplus, a little ways down from Stan's Mary Mart, Washington Trust, and right behind Neil's Boots. If you're familiar with that building.
Yeah, so does the parenting plan say that he's not allowed to move?
Every parenting plan states that in the intent to relocate.
Okay. So what I would say is we need to, you would need to go to the court and basically file that he's violating the parenting plan.
Right.
Yeah, because we deal in criminal stuff. There's nothing criminal in that part. It would be against the parenting plan. And
right.
The courts can definitely say he's violating that, but we can't enforce that. We're not allowed to, basically. I would love to be able to help you with that part, but they don't allow us to get involved in that unless a judge actually says that it's a very strict order that we are going to go take the kid or something away from the house. Okay.
And then can I just share a little more information with you that leads to my heightened concern here?
Okay.
In the last 6 years, at least within the last 6 years, she has not seen a dentist until this April because I raised the issue in court. She has not seen a pediatrician since prior to trial because I raised it, and because I raised it in court, she was seen. The last thing the judge ordered on March 17th of 2021 was for him to produce the records for medical because he was disputing what I just said. And the records that he did produce, he had to make appointments and get her seen. So she is a 50-pound, 10-year-old in the second and third percentile who hadn't seen a dentist since 2015 until April of this year.
How do you know she hasn't seen a dentist, Darcy?
I have it all sitting on my desk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And the judge was concerned too. So he ordered him 30 days, which would have been up on the 28th of April. Business days.
Yeah.
30 days would have been up on the 18th of April. And so on the 16th of April, they filed documents. That's also how I know, to answer your question. Plus what documents I had filed, which was the ADA and HCA and Molina Healthcare records stating all of her appointments. And nothing, so her heart specialist, because she's got an issue with her heart, hadn't seen her in 2 years. She was overdue for her heart follow-up. And I raised that issue in Douglas County last February on the 20th. And she was seen on the 27th. But hadn't been seen for 2 years prior to that. So these are the issues that I'm already kind of bringing to the court's attention on top of this move.
Right. Well, it sounds like you've got some good stuff to give the court, because that's usually what they're going to go by. If it's just like hearsay or this is what I think, that's usually not enough. It sounds like you've got some really good documented evidence to show the courts, and that's what you're going to have to do, because that's the only way for them to change something, whether it's the parenting plan or the custody. And then if he doesn't follow what the courts say, then they can get us involved.
Right, but he hasn't, and they haven't.
Right, but the court has to go that extra step.
Okay.
To basically tell us.
And then, and just while I know this is being recorded, and I appreciate you being patient with me, because I'm asking for this to be documented.
Right.
Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so also, September 11th of 2018, the Pathways to Parenting visitation supervisor wrote a letter stating that she had interviewed the parents, would be Jeff Duncan and Casey Workman, whose mother is a Harris, just in case that's also a conflict. I'm not sure. We're not all related, but anyways. So she states in this letter, having interviewed the parents, that my daughter is licking salt off the road, strangling herself, clawing at her face, smothering herself, holding her with her seatbelt. They're stating that they have to keep things away from her so that she doesn't self-harm. So then the supervisor recommended that she not see me anymore until she saw behavioral health. There is 0 records for behavioral health. And that she then resume supervised visits with me. So that was 3 years ago. I'm sure that's also civil, but I think it should be documented, because this is a case of custodial interference, obvious contempt. These documents have been with that court since October of 2018, and no one has implemented any oversight on her, including her father. So I'm not just overreacting or sheriff shopping, as Mr. Shepard accused, which is why I'm talking to you.
Okay.
I just need to get to the bottom of this. I'm not just overreacting because I can't find her. I could be getting close to something, and he's running.
Right.
That concerns me.
Yeah, unfortunately, because that's that process, that's what it kind of looks like.
Right.
So I totally get what you're saying. And I know this is hard to hear this part, but you've got to go back to the court and get them to change it, because once they tell us to do something, then we can. Until then, it's civil, and we are not allowed to do anything.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And that's not something you call the clerk about. That's something that you file, wait 14 days. Okay, now here's the other issue with that. I recused Judge Huber because of what my ex-husband told me. So he can't hear me. So I can only be heard 1 day a month in Douglas County. So this will wait until June 15th before it even gets heard.
Okay.
That's a problem. I was just in court Tuesday. But they struck it from the record because they gave me the wrong Zoom link and then didn't let me in the waiting room. Come to find out I had been sitting in the right Zoom link. I don't know how to prove that stuff. But here's what I think. I think that there's potential racketeering going on in our counties. And I want to say that on the record right now.
In Chelan or Douglas?
All of it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't mean to say such a heavy allegation, but considering my original allegation was that this man is abusing my daughter, and she disclosed that to stage domestic violence. And Detective Steve Evatt interviewed my child in a room, alone, having told me that I wasn't allowed to be with her, having never met her. With an incorrect police report stating we met somewhere other than where we met. And there's a lot of discrepancies in this case, and I've literally basically took a crash course in legalities, and I understand that there's nothing civil, or that there's really nothing civil about this anymore. It's above you.
Okay.
Okay? And so just based on the way things have went in the record, which I'm well versed in, I don't know where to go with that. I just want to see my daughter and at least know where she's residing. Is there anything I can